Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the 157 show. Thank y'all for tuning in. My name is Jonathan. Sitting over here is Auburn Austin.
Yep.
Y'all won. So Auburn Austin is his name for this week. So this week is just a week 9 review of, basically the Auburn game. Alabama had a bye week, but we did have some big news happening.
But not an uneventful week for Alabama football.
It's definitely been crazy. Last couple of days have been wild for Alabama players, former Alabama players, I guess.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you had playoff rankings that dropped. But big news between, all in college football anyway. But before we dive into the video, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button. Drop a comment below. Let us know what you guys are thinking.
Think about these current situations. If you're an Alabama fan or Auburn fan, if you're going to weigh in, just...
or just a college football fan in general.
Yeah, just let us know if you want to weigh in on the situation that happened at Alabama, or, of course, Auburn win.
Yeah, well, before we dive into that, I guess we'll go ahead and talk about the few things Alabama's got. Let me just preface this by saying, nothing has been set in stone yet. Nothing is official. Nothing, I guess I just need to go ahead and say innocent until proven guilty. Henry Ruggs got into an accident the other day. I guess it was night before last, Monday night.
Tuesday morning.
Monday night, Tuesday morning. He got into an accident, and in his Corvette, 2020 Corvette, and he had his longtime girlfriend with him, and he drove right into the back of someone doing 156 miles an hour. Now, all of this is, since 2014, all new cars have black boxes in them, so to speak, so they can go back and look on the computer and determine different factors, speed, and all the other stuff. But he drove right into the back of someone doing 156 mile an hour. His blood work come back and said he was over double the limit in the state of Nevada, which is .08. I believe it's all the way throughout the nation. And unfortunately, that person that he hit she passed away in the accident. I believe the car caught fire, and she couldn't get out in time. So she regrettably passed away. Henry Ruggs has been charged with a DUI and multiple other things as well.
But it is a developing story.
It is.
At the end of the day, Alabama player, Auburn player, whomever, it's unfortunate. It's a loss of life.
It's a dumb decision because this man has thrown away what could have been a fantastic career.
Yeah.
His life is basically over. If he gets out in a decent time, I don't necessarily see him being picked up right away. I guess he could be picked up, but I don't see it happening in the near future.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to say that unfortunately, life was lost, and that's terrible no matter what.
Yep.
But I hope that Ruggs can make an impact using this incident in his life. He had his friend that passed away in
a car wreck. Same
situation on 65 North. So I hope that between his friend's death, which obviously impacts him because you see the homage where he the three fingers up, that's nice, and but with that and the wreck here with the deceased individual, I hope that he can use this as a platform to change, to go to seminars, go to these speaking classes, go to these events and talk to people and how it changed his life. For sure. He can turn this around.
He can try and do his best to turn this into a positive.
But he can turn it into a positive situation. And I do believe that people can change.
And, and regretfully it happened. There's nothing he can do about it at this point. It's gone and happened, but he can make the best of the situation, the hand that he's been dealt.
Yeah, but disclaimer, not defending him, just saying I hope he can make a positive out of a very unfortunate situation.
For sure.
That's
it's a sad situation. There's no excuse for it. He shouldn't have done it. All the money he's got, he can definitely call it damn Uber or something.
Yeah.
There's no need in that.
Anywho.
Moving on. Also, another sad story. Well, two of them, really. I'm just full of sad, somber stories today.
Don't worry, Auburn won, though.
Yeah, well, that's the ending. That's why I want to start with the bad first. Calvin Ridley has decided to step away from football. He's in the NFL, Atlanta Falcons receiver. He just made his return. I think he's been back 2 weeks from injury, and then he said he's got to take
mental health
away.
things,
mental health stuff's going on.
Which is very important. I'm fine with that. As a Falcons fan, it is what it is. Do what you got to do and come back.
Yeah, he's got to take some time away. I'm hopeful we can see him come back and in the future and make an impact and get himself right.
The Falcons can choke without you, Calvin.
I'm going to say the Falcons definitely will need him. And on top of that, A former Alabama lineman has passed away. Grant Hill, he was a lineman on the 2013-2014 team. I'm scrolling through trying to see, if there was an actual cause of death.
I don't want to put it out there, but excuse me, the reports and comments indicate that it's possible suicide.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what's floating
everything
out
I'm
there.
seeing is further deaths not or his details aren't available.
Exactly. So.
Which it's it's something like that. Most of the time they're not going to release it right away.
Yeah. So it was an unfortunate week for former Alabama players, and I'm sure the staff that was there from 2013 on, I'm sure that they're at least acknowledging it and having to kind of
Saban has this week
digest this information.
Yeah, this week Saban has had his hands full with all the
college
stuff going
playoffs,
on, just everything
all
happening.
The former players, whatnot.
Yeah, and just I don't know. I mean, he obviously isn't going to take his mind away from college football because these folks are grown adults and make their own decisions. But it's definitely sad to see a former player, former
role model,
something stuff like that definitely go down the wrong path or have his life lost. So hopefully Calvin Ridley can return, Ruggs can get his life straightened out, and Grant Hill can pass peacefully. Yeah. So other than that, Alabama had the bye week. Nothing spectacular other than that. I don't think anybody's.
None of that was spectacular. To be clear,
I want to make that clear. Nothing spectacular about it.
That was all bad.
Nothing good has happened over the weekend for Alabama. Nothing bad has happened for this current team. But we'll just.
Oh man, Derrick Henry getting hurt too.
That's like I said.
I just thought about it.
Derrick Henry hurt, obviously.
Season-ending injury. So anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah, we'll move on from that. It's just been an eventful weekend for Alabama football. Former players. Nothing really to report on for the current team. So, but Auburn had a fantastic game against Ole Miss.
From the moment they stepped foot on the field, I knew that they had that game won.
No.
The moment they
came out with a fire.
When they walked out and marched down that 10 or 11 play drive, I said, Austin, your prediction's wrong. It's going to be a high scoring game because Ole Miss returned and they marched down the field and scored too.
Yep.
I said, man, it's going to be a long game. Still felt good about it, even though that they gave up a relatively quick touchdown to Ole Miss. But at no point during that game, even after the muff punt, I never felt like Auburn was going to lose that game.
Yeah, I'll be honest too. Last week in the last episode, I said that I was not too impressed by Bo Nix, but after watching, I was like, man, this kid's actually he looks really good.
He
looks really smooth.
He really
and
does.
Everything he's doing.
And I asked you, I said, if he performs at this certain level, is he going to be considered? Are you going to concede and say yes, he's improved?
Oh, based off the game that I saw Saturday, he's definitely improved. I've watched games this week or this year, but nothing like this game. This game really showed me personally how far he's come.
And it takes everybody. Everyone's going to have that different eye-opening moment. And this was yours. Mine was kind of the Arkansas game.
Yeah, he definitely showed. He's 22 for 30 for 276.
I say, I don't have those exact stats.
Yeah,
broke down,
I just looked at it. 22 for 30 for 276 and a touchdown.
Yeah,
and it looks like the run game was really flowing in that.
Dude, Tank was being a Tank.
Yeah,
he definitely balled out. I think he was 23 carries for 140 yards or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, 23 for 140. Just
real quick trivia. Do you know what Tank's real name is?
Chartavius.
You're close. Cartavius.
Yeah.
No H in there. But yeah. I didn't know that. I was like, C. Bigsby. What is that?
Yeah.
I knew it was Tank, but I was like, what is
something like that? Yeah. He had 6 yards per carry if you break down the math, and that was his first 100-yard contest since Penn State, which is kind of when we thought that injury occurred, where he was sitting out, and that's when you saw Hunter step up.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, the slant or the across the middle kind of pass that Auburn was really having a tough time defending in the first half really kind of did. It scared me enough that I knew that Ole Miss could hang with us because they were just giving up chunk plays. But it goes back to that previous conversation we had last week, bend don't break.
Right.
It just worked out well. And then what cost Ole Miss in this game, my personal opinion, was Lane Kiffin's quote-unquote analytics.
I was thinking the same thing.
I understand what the numbers say.
I was thinking
I understand 1 for 2 is 50%. I got that. I can do the math.
Right.
But when you're 1 for 4, and I'm going to quote Lane Kiffin right here and tell you what he said. Obviously, you can sit here and say we should have kicked field goals, but we made a lot of those. Converted more than anyone in the country. He's referencing fourth down conversions. When it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
All right.
You end your quote with, when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And you are 1 for 4.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would have kicked those 3 field goals when you were in field goal range, it'd be a different ballgame.
Yeah, because the final was 31-20.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I think that's what I said my prediction was.
I don't remember.
I think it was the other way around, though. I think it was.
Well, yeah, you picked Ole Miss.
Yeah, I think it was 31.
I think I picked 28-21 or 28-24.
I'll go back and look in the last video and see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I feel good. Auburn dominated. I feel like it would be a different decision or a different outcome if Lane Kiffin, not a different outcome. I think it would be a different scenario if Lane Kiffin had elected to kick some field goals. Because I think sometimes you can take a step back and realize that I understand what my analytics are saying, but what does my gut tell me? What does the field tell me? What are the fans telling me?
To me personally, the very last drive, there was like 6 minutes left in the game. I think they had the ball, and he went for it on fourth down. He was down 31-20 at this point. Why would you not go ahead and kick the field goal and be down 8 instead of being down 11? Like, I wasn't understanding. At least make it a 1-point game, just in case you do get the ball back and you do get the opportunity to score. Why would you not kick the field goal now instead of putting that pressure on your kicker later?
You were able to march down the field.
Yep.
You had a lot of stalled drives, but you were able to march down the field.
Yep.
So you can get within field goal range. You can at least get within a Hail Mary throw.
Yeah.
So why not push the ball?
Yeah. I mean,
why not keep going? Why not, like you said, put it in your offense's hand and go from there?
I just
sometimes you just have to be able to understand the numbers, but also understand what else is in play.
And also too, I don't think Corral was 100% after he got hurt early on.
Yeah.
Some of the plays he was, like the throws he was making, it didn't look like he was setting his feet right and stuff.
He wasn't as agile or as mobile.
Yeah.
After the ankle fiasco,
whatever it was,
whatever happened.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It is what it is. I don't want to use excuses because I feel like even if he was 100%, Auburn would have won the game.
Yeah.
And I said Auburn's getting hot at the right time.
And I'll be honest with you, that's scary for Alabama's sake. In the last game of the season, Corral at one point was at the top of the Heisman list, and the last I seen, Bryce Young has actually taken over that spot, or he has tied with the guy from Michigan State that ran for like 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, he balled out.
Yeah, he definitely did. Which is crazy because I heard the thing where he was only like 3 stars. He only had 3 stars and only had, was it 3? It was 3 college offers. That's what it was. It wasn't 3 stars. 3 college offers coming out of high school, and so he's making the best out of his opportunity.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you about this dang defense, though, man.
All right, holler at me.
I was going to holler. I decided not to for the viewers.
Don't do that.
So Owen Papo came back, and man, he was like a daggum hawk.
You texted me about the hit. I actually rewinded my rewind. Is that the proper term? Rewind. I don't know. Anyway, I went back on my YouTube TV. I went backwards on my YouTube TV and actually saw the hit. I was like, man, I got to go back and look at this. You said he flew to the ball like a missile, and dude, he was on it. He was on it.
Dude,
he was on it.
He was on it. That man can make some plays. I'm happy he's back. I'm happy he got healed up. So that's good. T.D. Moultrie came back, so we got that defensive end. He kind of made an impact, not as great as I would have expected, but versus a quality opponent, he kind of helped set the edge and kind of keep everything contained.
Yeah, and Ole Miss, to be fair, is like offense is their strong suit, so they're probably they probably had pretty solid up front.
Yeah, and Corral did good. He ended up 21 for 37 for 289 and threw a pick at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean,
and the defense, they only let Ole Miss score 3 points in the second half.
Yeah, they definitely shut it down. Like I said, too, that
the
some of that may have affected by Lane's decisions to go for it and Corral's injury to his leg somehow.
Yeah, so
it was weird though. Like just the way it looked, like it was just a weird injury seeing him kind of pull his leg away. I don't know,
but that shows you the power of what we have on the sidelines.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, that joker was barely able to walk going off the field. And he came back.
They put him in the tent, gave him a numbing shot. I don't care what anybody tells me.
Oh, no, 100%. Yeah. He came out walking on it.
Yeah, he didn't feel it.
He didn't feel that right leg. He probably didn't feel from his knee down.
No, he was out.
Yeah.
He never felt it.
So, Auburn balled out. Defense had great second half adjustments. Stopped Ole Miss. Like I said, 3 points. had the pick, or not the pick six, had the interception to seal the deal.
Yep.
And offense just had a great game. Bo Nix played good, and Tank just balled out.
Right. Well, I mean, other than that, do you have anything else to add? I mean, because
No.
me personally, I mean, I've said my somber stories.
We had your 5 minutes of depression. Let's end it on a high note there.
Nothing but bad stories from me today.
Yeah.
But thank y'all for tuning in, man. This is, definitely one of the worst episodes we talk about with different stuff going on for Alabama's sake. Auburn, they kind of, did their right thing. But make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button, drop a comment. Let us know what you guys think about situations on all Alabama side and the Auburn win if you happen to watch it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Once again, my name is Jonathan. Roll Tide.
I'm Austin, War Eagle.